Hi, it's Matt from Matt's Custom Creations, and Hot Wheels has done it again. Here's another Lego-compatible Hot Wheels car. It's called Bricking Speed, and it joins the custom small block, which some of you may have seen before. Mrs. Claus surprised me by putting this other custom small block in my stocking along with the Bricking Speed. Today we're going to unbox this car and see what we can do to customize it. It looks like it has a couple of removable parts. And here we go. I feel just like a kid opening a present at Christmas. Wait, it is Christmas. Okay, anyway, let's open this sucker up. Okay, and there she is. First thing I'm going to do is turn it over and take a look at the bottom, and we've got green on green. I wonder what this looks like on a green screen. Let's use this sad, evil gingerbread house as a background. Whoa! Dude, that is so trippy. You know, I wonder what it looks like if we flip it back over. Ah, it's pink! Oh my God, no. We need to find another background color. Get it off the screen. Get it. And now we've got green on yellow green. That is much better. It's pretty lightweight. It's got a metal base, but the body of it is plastic. The main body color is a blue, and it has a metallic sheen to it. The exposed engine is a goofy yellow color, and that's never a good sign. Hey, chrome gets you home. Am I right? The wing at the back is red. And, uh-oh. It's time for the airing of the grievances. Aw, Mattel, why couldn't you have just spent 1/quintillionth of a cent and put two studs on this side, too? Let's move on to a more neutral background. Yep, can't get much more neutral than white. Anyway, this is the view of the top, and we're looking at the passenger side, so to speak. And here's the side with the missing studs. Come on, Mattel, why? Why couldn't you have made it even? It's not that hard. And it just feels like a bait and switch job. I mean, if you weren't going to put studs on this side, you could have at least smoothed the body out and continued the stripes through it. I mean, how hard would that be? But no, you just have this here. It's just a tease. It's like, is it a side? No. Does it have studs? No. What is it? Okay, I'll quit for now. Let's move to the front. This just in. I'm going to let Fonzie speak for me.
I was...
Hot Wheels?
I was not exactly right. What do you mean not right? I mean not right.
So I got to thinking, would those brilliant designers at Hot Wheels really have made a mistake like that? What if instead of trying to fit the part this way, I put it in that way? Mystery solved. I never doubted you for a minute, Mattel. No, really, I didn't. Hashtag please hire me. Although I really wonder what kind of use you could get out of that. Now back to our regularly scheduled program. There's a little Hot Wheels banner and two studs for headlight. In the back, we see a single stud on either side of the pedestal that holds up the wing. Let's go ahead and take this piece off. That's one of the removable parts. It comes off pretty easy, and underneath we can see it's 3 studs across, which is kind of a disappointment. I was hoping that there could be 4. And going to take off this engine piece. What's goofy about it is that the driver's head is fused to the engine. I mean, other than it being yellow, the driver's head is fused to the engine. Oh, and it's got a 1 stud up there. I don't know what you can do with that. I guess you could put a scoop up there on a yellow engine. With the removable parts down, let's take a look at the top of the body. One thing that strikes me is that there are some striations in the finish. They're mostly apparent right here. And this is indicative of the problem they have with casting these metallic paint or metallic color plastics. It just never seems to come out nice. In the wheel wells, you can see the suggestion of springs or suspension here. Now let's take a look again at the money side of the car. Like the dummy side of the car, it also has red, yellow, and orange stripes and a #1 tampo. And you can see there's another striation through the stud here, again due to flaws in the molding process. That's what I think anyway. Here's a closer look at the rear wing piece. And here's a view from above with the Hot Wheels logo. I'm going to turn this piece on its head to do my first custom build for this car. The rear wing upside down placed on the front makes for a chin spoiler, but since that juts out so far, it makes the wheelbase look goofy. I forgot to mention the anodized Redlines on the tires, which is a nice homage back to the Redline era. This inspired me to do designs that are throwbacks to that time, like the twin windshields here, which is kind of reminiscent of Split and Image. It also kind of reminds me of the Anteater 2 Sizzler's car. The wing on the back is for show only. It's being held on by a prayer and a promise. I put cam back styling in the rear. And here's where you notice that the body is now actually 4 studs wide. Notice from above how the front end actually tapers in. And here's why it looks so goofy in the front. There's a forced offset. We're going to move on to the next design. This is an homage to the emergency rig, which is also the first Hot Wheels car I ever got back in 1974. Yeah, I'm old. Anyway, I just realized I forgot to put the blue lights on top. That would have made it. The striping on the side does remind me of the old Flying Colors packaging. I mean, other than the brakes and the lines, because cheap. Okay, we can see a little bit of the bed here. You can also notice that in the back it is 4 wide, but the cab is only 3 studs wide. And we're going to pull off the body work on the top so you can see how I did that. There you go. That's the trick. I got to thinking that maybe the parts that would work best with this car would be other Mega Block Hot Wheels parts. I did a video where I built this car out of the box, and I found there are some pretty funky, unique parts, and they're sort of silver colored. And so I'm going to spread those out here and pick out some engine parts especially that I think could work. By the way, here's a sneak preview of a build I have coming up. It's my interpretation of the twin mill, which I think will have better proportions and angles and so forth. Hashtag hire me Hot Wheels, hashtag hire me Lego. Now on to the next design. This one is inspired by the Jet Threat series, and I don't know what they're up to now, so I'm just going to call this Jet Threat 36. There's the afterburner, and there's a massive scoop sucking in the air. I made a rudimentary cockpit out of these clear plastic pieces. And from above you can see those engine pieces actually sort of taper to the front again, and there's taillights. I just left the front alone. Another view of the back. And with those sort of semi-bullet parts I thought looked kind of cool. Haven't we seen this shot before? Ah, here's a variation. You want a jet? Well, how about flames coming out of the back? And look at those other crazy exhaust dealy bobs. I thought this was fun. Next! This design has some features sort of reminiscent of the 57 Chevy that came out back in '77, and they've made a jillion versions of it over the years. The upper body for this one is 3 studs across, and the back of the greenhouse sort of tapers, and it has what appears to be tail fins. That's why it reminds me of the 57 Chevy. Here it is from the front. And it does have headlights with more clear pieces. and taillights. Looking at it from above, the back end really does have a 50s vibe about it. Now to the next design, and I think it's the final one. This is a sport truck hot rod. I don't know what you want to call it. In some ways, it reminded me of the Baja Blueser. And who knows where the engine came from? Anyone?
I got it!
You're right, Horshack. It's from the custom small block that I did in my other video. Anyway, I'd like to thank y'all for watching and supporting me and getting me to 500 subs, or darn near close.